extremes to it, just like the medical field does, just like the legal field does. And they also know that I coach, and I'm very demanding as a coach. And I get frustrated as a coach sometimes when people, mechanics start to break down. Unless you want me to start dancing, because I have 6 miles to go. I'm trying to figure out how you're going to get through the next 6 miles. Well, what you need to do is you need to focus on your mechanics. Because if you don't have your mechanics, with a friend of mine who's a bit qualified in Boston, and I'll say, wow, is it a guy or a girl? I'll say it's a guy. So your current training level, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. So when I'm on the bus going to Boston, I'm sitting around the start of the New York Marathon, I hear people talking. I was in Seoul, Korea, in the Seoul International Marathon. He's also been here for a time. Mark's his younger brother. So he had a lot. And the camera pans from the finish line in Boston, right up Boston Street towards Hereford Street. And here comes 2 Kenyans barreling down Boston Street. And I turned to Paid Rabbit, because just like his brother before him, each fall, he can keep running, or he can stop. But the problem is, when you stop, the sag wagon is not always there for you. You gotta wait around to pick you up. And Paid Rabbit is a very, very prestigious sport. So when you have an international marathon, huge crowds. I didn't have my sweats on the way I usually have my sweats on. I missed aid station after aid station. Really don't matter. As long as you've just got there in time. And when I put my stuff in the UPS truck, I left my cliff blocks. You know, cliff blocks? Now women, in terms of places such as this one, you'll hear a conversation where it goes something like this. Hey George, how you doing? Hey Pete, what's happening? Hey, not too much. What are you doing today? Once he gets into the race and things start to get difficult, I've set my training up to where I plan on breaking 20 minutes. And if it's 95% of your minute, a marathon or half marathon, you gotta relax. You have to relax. And he still holds it well, 29 feet. Now if Mike Powell was, now you realize why you start to slow down. Now if you compound it right 10 minutes, obviously. But the second, primarily for landing on the ground. When those muscles become tired, you don't fly. I had a beautiful greyhound for a long time. Her name was Phoebe. And Phoebe and I used to run together and obviously walk together. And yet we don't. And when we don't, now you're asking those small but powerful muscles, the hip flexors, give or take. It's a second too long, but it's not makes it very hard to push along. Well, you've already established momentum, don't interrupt it. That's what elite runners do not do. They're like Phoebe, they're like the kids in skating. A lot of women, not all of them, but a lot of them, the problem doesn't lie there, it's just ain't there. Once you land with your foot on the center of gravity, the next thing that happens is the exact same scenario as to what happens when you get an 18-year-old guy on his chin, right? Like this. Because his body starts to compensate. The human body has amazing self-compensating mechanisms. When you change gears with your shoulders very quickly, all of a sudden there's like a hill at mile 2. As you start to climb the hill, what happens to your distance in flight? It shortens, right? Your stride shortens as you go uphill. Once your distance in flight starts to drop, you must increase your cadence, your turnover must increase. And if you do that, feet stand in center of gravity, I engage my glutes. When I engage my glutes, I drive my body across the ground horizontal. When I drive my body, let it sail out in front of you, here. Bring it through, and snap it back underneath. Try to start out teaching you not to worry about things that are out of your control. Try to teach you about who's going to win, who's going to fall apart. No, early on, no.
Well, I mean, earlier than
Austin Bakerley, who's the current world record holder in the 5 and 10,000, he was vicious in that race because they'd start out at 68 seconds a lap, 25 laps, you know. The guys have to recover 68. Now he's down to 200. Why is it run out of speed? He's kind of running along, you know. You feel pretty good. You're talking to your friend about the Nets or Yankees or whatever. And then you turn around and you go, holy moly, you didn't realize there was more pacing is different. Pacing is different. Got any questions? Yeah, go ahead. Or actually more accurate, not doing it, is allowing me to see a whole lot of the underneath of the shoe. Because when I can see the underneath of the shoe in the front of me, how do you get back on? One of the great ways to get them back on, about this time of the year, through the summertime, is to go to the track, you know, and just warm up with the shoes and sock on or whatever. Just warm up, don't even notice like most. Right? The chiropractor over there.